For 20 years, our house has experienced a lot.
He's back! Are you kidding me?
Triumph, defeat, heartbreak, euphoria. It's been home to legends, and legends in the making. We've watched homegrown kids grow up here and welcomed friends who became family.
The ballpark is in a frenzy.
Like our fans, this place has developed a reputation. And that's just the way we like it. In a city bursting at the seams with history, our house has had its fair share.
Howling drive, way out of here.
Grand slam, Victorino! The Philadelphia Phillies are going to the World Series!
But it's not time to harp on history.
It's time to make more history.
He's gonna just watch it go.
Our team story is not done. It's barely been written.
Something's brewing with this team, John.
We're here for the long haul and the long ball.
That one is gonna be long gone.
It's been a fun 2 decades,
Son of a gun, I love this place.
but this is the only looking back we're doing
With a rainmaker.
because we're tired of knocking on the door. It's time to kick it down.
You know, I guess it makes sense that I really should get time to change that, considering the Eagles are in the Super Bowl now, and
Phillies aren't even knocking.
Phillies aren't. Yeah, I mean, so. But good evening, everyone. Welcome to a Super Bowl edition of Sorry in Advance. Yes, the Eagles are in the Super Bowl, hence our lovely background picture. Believe it or not, this is the best picture you can find if you Google like 2024 Eagles NFC champions. Like the one I had before showed them when they made it 2 years ago, but this is like the closest we could get to that's tolerable.
We don't talk about 2 years ago.
We don't talk
It's
about
all about the present.
So yeah, this is the best picture we could find on Google that led to the Eagles.
It's a really good picture.
It actually is, and I'm just like, yeah, there was a bunch. I'm like, and if you're not a Philly sports fan, you have no idea how much these two in general were such a story all year.
The most hated duo in the league.
Yeah, they don't get along. Oh my God, they don't even talk to each other, dude. It was so aggravating, and that's putting it lightly. How aggravating it was to listen to talk radio about this relationship, and I'm like, you know what? If they hate each other, fine. They can hate each other and take us to the Super Bowl every
Win it. The Patriots did it.
Seriously, it's just all right. Let's get these out of the way. Hello, Mrs. Pizzo. Hello,
what's up, Eileen?
What up? Thanks for hanging out on the Twitch. So anyway, our birds are in the Super Bowl. I will say I'm not trying to be a smartass because I'm the one who said that I really was worried about playing Washington.
Oh, they're going to be the Mets.
It just had that feeling, all right?
Yeah, but guess what? The Eagles ain't the Phillies.
Well, it wasn't really that hard.
It really wasn't. I mean, halftime it was sort of close, but nah.
Yeah, I mean, I was initially worried in the very beginning of the game when they went for it on like 3 4th downs in a row, 2 or 3 in a row, and got them like easily.
Let me ask you something. Did Saquon, did he calm your nerves after one of the best runs you've ever seen in your life?
Yes.
On the first
touch? Yes. I mean, I won money on the game betting that McLaurin, Saquon, and AJ Brown, who I have like 7 text messages of people saying, I would love to see AJ go off today because all the story is like AJ, he's reading the book, AJ, is he okay? Or him and Jalen getting around or getting along okay because he's not getting the ball. And then he goes off for almost 100 yards and a touchdown. And some very, very important catches.
People don't realize, I also won money on that parlay. Just want to point that out.
I won that and the king of the end zone.
People don't realize, that like AJ had like a knee injury to start the playoffs. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. He's AJ Brown. It's him and Jalen Hurts have to get along 24/7, man. If they don't, if he doesn't have more than 3 catches, then clearly their friendship's over.
Got to be honest. I mean, AJ kind of looks stuck in the mud in the Packers game and the Rams game because of that knee injury. Now he comes out, has 96 yards, a couple of receptions with a touchdown. And now you're giving him 2 weeks off to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, stud.
Yeah,
Stud.
Absolute
stud number 2 on the team. We'll get to stud number 1 in a little bit. Who would have thought they would have scored that much?
Not me.
I didn't think they were going to cover the total themselves. I mean, because it was like 51 or something like that, I think, or 49.5. I don't know what it was.
Blew the doors off that.
Yeah. The only time I was really worried in that game was like in the beginning when, like I said, that when the Commanders got 2 or 3 fourth down conversions very easily. And I'll tell you what, man, Ertz can still play.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he had a hell of a 11 receptions, I think 107 yards.
Some big plays too. I mean, he made some big catches.
Yeah,
keep them going. I mean, game was over by then. Like by the time he was really,
it's garbage yards.
It was. I mean, Kenny Pickett and Will Shipley came into the game. That's how far this game was over with like 5 minutes left.
Yeah, I mean, Will Shipley looked like Saquon out there.
I mean, Will Shipley had, almost maybe could have tied Saquon's rushing yards if we were sooner.
It's just so crazy to me. I mean, the last 3 NFC Championship games that they've played in, they've been blowouts.
Yeah.
Well, the last 3, yeah.
Well, yeah, you had the Vikings, which I thought that was going to be the toughest out of all 3.
The Niners.
The Niners. Or no, the Niners I thought was going to be tough, but then that was over in like 4 plays.
Yeah. And then this was over in pretty much 1.
This was over our first possession, and Saquon ran it downfield. We're like, all right, good game, everyone. I know how this is going to go.
After he looked like he didn't get tackled, like it looked like they didn't even attempt to tackle him, I was like, this is over.
Yeah. He was bouncing off everybody. And I love that video of Mailata apologizing to AJ because he just ran somebody over into AJ.
He threw AJ into like 2 other Washington players.
I know, dude. It was fun to watch. It was cool. I mean, the Commanders still, again, man, like our defense, like I know they put up 45 on, Detroit, but Detroit's defense was just depleted. And I mean, they put up 23, I said, and it's just wasn't enough. I really thought some things were going to happen, that Daniels was going to run more, be able to run more. I mean, he did get some, like you said, garbage yards. But
well, speaking of him like running and stuff, I mean, you look at the Eagles D line. I mean, Nolan Smith literally just kept them in check the whole entire game, and so did Jordan Davis.
Yeah, Jordan
Davis is over 300 pounds and was running him down.
Dude, so many people. I mean, Bond had a forced fumble, and the fumble recovery.
Yeah,
that was huge. And then I swear to God, dude, I said, I'm like, thank God Quinyon Mitchell wasn't hurt because
got that nice pick at the end.
Got the nice pick, and I'm just like, but again, like you couldn't throw around him, like
you literally. Damn. I mean, you gotta pick on where you're gonna throw, like, and it's always the wrong decision at this point with this defense. The defense is by far the best defense I've ever seen, and it's by far the best defense in the league.
Without question, in the league. I mean, really, like how do you
for Eagles history? This is by
Eagles
far
history
the best team.
with those Jim Johnson years, dude. How can you not say that this could top them? And Jim Johnson is a legend in this city.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Vic Fangio, in year 1, with how bad our defense was rated dead last in multiple categories. And then they come in here and they are the number 1 defense in the league. It is unbelievable. And I think my favorite clip of all is Jalen Carter getting hit in the face,
Smacking
and
the
just
crap
what did the
out of that
five
guy.
fingers say to the face, and he just went down. I'm like, yo.
Then you,
And the look on Jalen Carter's face was like, did you just touch me? Like, get your hands out of my face.
never saw that guy again the rest
No.
of the game.
Hey, Meme, how are you? Thanks for hanging out. You're awake.
You never
Like,
saw
I
that guy the rest of the game.
He was asleep.
Yeah. Like, like
Dude, it was such a great game to watch. It was fun. Yeah, I don't know if they were just giving Jake Elliott the Trey Turner, treatment. I mean, but Jake Elliott was on. That's when we were just like, all right, yeah, we're good. We're all right. There was somebody else on the Eagles defense. And I can't remember who it was, but it was, like I said, there were just so many people that contributed on both sides of the ball. It was crazy.
well, Will Shipley was the one that caused the fumble on the kickoff.
Yeah,
the
that's what
kicker.
was funny is our backup running back caused a fumble. Who I can't. It begins with an S.
S.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was on defense. Damn, I'm sorry. I really can't remember who it was. I'm sure if I look up like the box score or something like that, it would show every single thing. It would be like 17 pages long for how much we kicked their ass.
Dominated.
Yeah. So, and I mean, one of the main, I think, funniest parts of the game again was Frankie Louvu jumping over the O-line twice. And he only did it because it worked once earlier in the game. That's it.
Dirty player.
Oh yeah, big time, because he's the one who
that gave Jalen the concussion.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just
Also, can we point out the fact that DeVonta Smith's feet they're incredible. Like,
oh my god,
the way he can stay in bounds.
Yeah.
Like toe tap at anything. Pretty much literally anything.
Yeah, anywhere. I mean, he was able to stay in so well. It was crazy. Damn, I can't remember who this was. Maybe it was a special teams player I'm trying to think of.
Sidney Brown?
No, because I remember him because I always joke that I completely forget that he's on the team. Because he's just, I feel like non-existent. I say it began with an S. Maybe it didn't. All right. Well, it oh, Burks, Oren Burks.
Oh, the
That's
linebacker.
what I'm thinking of. Yeah, because he had, I think, near the end of the game, he had a pretty big play.
He did.
So, that was all.
Just an all around dominant effort. Like,
Amy, how are you?
What's up, Amy?
Yeah, on both sides of the ball. I mean, there was just no stopping us.
No.
And it was just in time because I got my Cooper DeJean jersey, and Jess convinced me. Huh? Oh yeah.
I almost had a pick
his
in the first quarter.
And that was the thing too. Is Jess was just like, you wore your Kelsey jersey last week, so if they lose, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna bring it with me. So it was in the trunk just in case the Eagles were struggling and I need to go get changed.
Well, you can't wear that on Super Bowl Sunday. You
Oh no, I gotta wear Cooper. I gotta wear Cooper.
Yeah, no Kelce's.
No Kelsey. No. I mean, I love that he came out immediately when he was asked, and he's like, "I'm going to be rooting for the Eagles." Like,
yeah, well, let's see what his
hope
next podcast says.
He just he said it already. He said it on the ESPN show.
That was in the big. Oh, he actually said it on ESPN because
he said it on the ESPN show.
I saw the podcast one, which was in the beginning of the year.
No, he said I hope my brother has a good game, but I hope the Eagles win.
I wonder if they will be in the same suite as Taylor Swift.
Of course they will.
I hope they are, and I hope Kylie's wearing all green.
She is. Yeah, she already said she will not wear any. If the Eagles are in the Super Bowl, she said that even when the Eagles weren't in the Super Bowl, she would not wear anything Chiefs or anybody else.
Which she didn't.
She wore the color, I think, but not like the name. She made
not
that
the
abundantly
logo.
clear,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah. See, that is how you stay true, right there. Mom of the year.
It's
All right,
going to be a long 12 days.
Let's get. Yeah, I know. And there's nothing really to bet on. Like I've settled on betting on soccer, and I've won. So I'm like, ugh.
Bet on the
On at like
Sixers.
2 in the afternoon. No, I don't want to bet on the Sixers unless it's just like the Sixers don't cover ever. So to get into this real quick, we'll do a little bit of a recap. I just want to let everyone know Scott and I are not doing our Super Bowl predictions tonight. We're gonna let this marinate for a little bit, and we'll see. See if there's any I'm just here so I don't get fined moments. I don't know who it would be. Which, by the way, did you see Marshawn Lynch scream during
with
Pete
the
Carroll's
Raiders
press conference?
Yeah, and then did you see Pete Carroll was like, "Was that you?" And he goes, "Who else would scream Raiders?" I love Marshawn. He's so funny.
His commercials are funny. And whatever
Yeah,
movie he's coming in, it looks kind of.
Oh, it just looks like an all-around fun guy.
Yeah. So we'll get to this, and there's not much to recap, but
Yeah.
obviously we knew this was going to happen. I at least took the Bills to cover 6.5, so that helped.
No, you won that.
I mean, we all wanted Josh Allen to win. I think the country wanted the Bills to win. I know I did. My wife did not because she just wants
She loves Taylor.
She wants Taylor's boyfriend to win. Not Travis Kelce. She wants Taylor's boyfriend to win.
I see it's crazy to me because when I was watching ESPN the other day, like there's like probably about an 85% chance that Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen don't even reach the Super Bowl ever.
I mean, you figure with how hard it is to make
like ever.
Bowl, yeah, I mean, yeah, like you only have with how good you have to play. I mean, you have to take a look at their division and stuff like that too. But I mean, you're not wrong. Like it's.
I mean, as long as Pat Mahomes is in the league, they're not reaching. It just seems that way. It's like almost Brady.
I was gonna say. I mean, we said this for years with Brady, and
it was either
9 or something or 7 of 10.
Yeah, and it was either Brady or Peyton Manning.
Yeah, but I mean, like Peyton didn't get there all the time. But it was like what you're saying. I mean, it was usually them going off somewhere almost in the AFC all the time.
Yeah, like it just seemed like it was just them two facing off to see who would go to the Super Bowl. Like it's crazy to me.
I mean, this is what it is. This is Peyton.
Yeah,
Brady.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we again, I think everyone knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, we all knew.
We have the storyline that the NFL wants to have the three-peat, which I did see earlier. They were just like, I feel like people are like, it wasn't the NFL, like the Super Bowl yet, but like the Packers did this twice.
Yeah.
Or it was the Super Bowl, so.
But they're not going to acknowledge that.
No. I mean, it's good for Andy Reid, who's going to his 6th Super Bowl and 6.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They're not going to win, so it's fine.
Eagles already ruined one dynasty.
Hey, you know what? I'll take it. I mean, it was. I watched a lot of the highlights over again. Like, it was a good game. I mean, I know it's kind of like with the Lamar Jackson pass to Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
Yeah, this pass to Kincaid that they just
it's funny to me
botched.
though. Yeah, oh, completely.
Yeah.
It's funny to me though because you look at the Eagles, right, with the tush push.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone wants to ban it from the league, but Josh Allen couldn't even complete the tush push in this game.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, I saw,
and he was what 6'5". He's like Ben Roethlisberger-esque.
Yeah, and he's also a running quarterback. Like he will,
yeah. So why ban
it? I don't know. Like, and it's just like you try and tell me that Jaden Daniels wouldn't try this. No one can figure it out. How to do it like we do it.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I do think on one of them it looked like Josh Allen did get the first down, but the refs, Chiefs.
Yes. Yes. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I love Josh Allen. I really like him.
Oh,
He's-
so
he's
great guy, great
Yeah.
great quarterback.
great girlfriend. Hey Johnny.
Yeah, how about them Cowboys?
Yeah, John wants to come back into fantasy baseball this year, man.
Yeah, does he?
He's taking the plunge. That long season, my God. Anyway, yeah, game was all right. Like I said, I mean, it's just
I mean, they had it.
they had it, but again, like it was like I laughed at all the memes I saw before the game where it was just like, oh, the Bills are heading to a Super Bowl. Then it's just like, oh, hold on, there's a late flag. I'm like, everyone's gonna be waiting for that.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. We probably, like you said, like probably all America wanted the Bills to win this game, but in reality, we knew who was going to win.
Right. Well, that's what's funny too. Is like everyone's sitting there saying they wanted the Commanders to win, and I'm like, why?
Nobody. No, I don't think
Right,
anybody.
I saw that map where it was just like, why? It's not like the Eagles are in the Super Bowl all the time, like the Chiefs are. Like, why?
Well, I mean,
Because everyone hates
if-
Philly fans.
If you really think about it, though, I mean, if the Eagles would have won in 2022, if they would have won the Super Bowl, I mean, you're kind of thinking that Howie Roseman built a sort of a dynasty at this point. I mean, you're going to a Super Bowl every 3 to 6 years with 2 rings going into, let's say they won that. I mean, 2017, 2022, and now.
Yeah. It's
But it's like an uncharacteristic way of calling it a dynasty, the way that they've done it. They don't have the same quarterback or same coach.
right, but it's also the fact that like excuse me, I mean, with the defense that we lost last year, the players that we lost, like Hassan Reddick, like his
that was his fault.
Whatever he thought did not work out for him at all.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
And it's like Howie Roseman always finds a way to work around the cap, and everyone keeps saying, "Oh, the Eagles are going to be in trouble with the cap like sooner than later." And I'm like, "Well, Howie Roseman finds a way to get around it every single year." So credit him for that. Credit him for finding the players. I mean, he's got a great I don't know, employees, scouting, whatever you want to say, to be able to find this, especially when you can just draft all of Georgia's defense. But again, I mean, Jalen Carter's the biggest one where I feel like that was a giant gamble with everything going on with him when he was around the draft. And then it was just like, look, the Eagles have a great culture. They always seem to, if something happens with a player or whatever, like they get ahead of it, or you don't hear about it ever again.
They're normally, they definitely do their due diligence. It's just, it's just like, to me, like you don't, like in the NFL, I mean, besides the Patriots and the Chiefs, you don't really see too many dynasties with the same team coming back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so like the Eagles, the way Howie operates with this, it's like a revolving door of players, and it's very uncharacteristic and definitely different strategy on how to operate a dynasty. I mean, you're talking Eagles win this. I mean, theoretically, I mean that's 2 Super Bowls in 8 years. You went to 3.
It's 3 Super Bowl appearances in 7 years.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, Jalen Hurts has been to 2 and 4 or 2 and 5 years.
Right. I mean, and the
pretty
Eagles,
good start.
Yeah, the Eagles were criticized bad when they signed Barkley, saying that they overpaid for him and that he was so injury prone and all this. And I'm like, well, dude, in his first year, we're going to the Super Bowl and he almost broke the rushing record. I'm not even kidding. He literally is the best running back I've ever seen in my life. I mean,
I don't know how I don't know if they voted for MVP yet, but I don't know how he doesn't win it at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna say that Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson win MVP, both of them are sitting on the couch watching Saquon Barkley
right,
run rampant off every defense.
and two of the other, I mean, this is just some of the other moves that he made. Hey Donna, how are you?
What's up, Donna?
I mean, Zach Bond and CJ Gardner-Johnson, like bringing Gardner-Johnson
Should have
back.
never let him go.
Yeah, and then but Zach Bond as an unrestricted free agent like that. I mean, and that's Fangio, I think, saying he wanted him.
And Mekhi Becton.
I was gonna say Mekhi Becton on the offensive side. Like I mean, Bryce Huff hasn't been.
He's been here's my thing with him. He's been such a bad signing, but the team's been so good that there's no criticism there.
Right. Oren Burks, who I just said, like, has a big play out of nowhere. I mean, and it's not like you needed it, but Kenny Pickett came through like when you needed him to, you know.
So did Tanner McKee.
So did Tanner McKee. I'm just saying, like, so it's again, just don't break. Thanks for hanging out. I mean, bringing back Brandon Graham. And then you brought back Avonte Maddox too, which you know. But it's there was something I saw earlier and I can't find it. I meant to save it. And I completely forgot. But it was like what the Eagles have done since Howie Roseman has come back to the GM role, and it's literally like, you know, division winner or what, like playoff appearance, Super Bowl. It was just like nothing but just positives.
Well, that, you know? And I'll also say this: I think this year was definitely his best draft ever. With
Dude,
Cooper
it's insane
DeJean.
How many number 1 and 2 picks he's hit on, like all of them.
I know
over the last two years, I guess.
And that, like the last 2 years, this was easy. The last 2 drafts were his best. I mean, granted, he did get a lot of criticism for years past for drafting, and he drafted Rager over Justin Jefferson.
I mean, yeah.
Which was, we don't have to talk about that.
No, we will always just block that one out.
Yeah. But like, it's just like he's like these last 2 drafts, he's been almost flawless.
I mean, he's been vice president of football operations and GM since 2019.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he pretty much was in charge 2017.
Yeah, he was.
So, I mean, if you really want to look at this, like 2020 was such a weird year anyway because of COVID.
Yeah.
But since 2017, we went 13-3. We won the Super Bowl. 9-7, 9-7, 4-11-1. But again, that was the COVID year, so that I don't even know if I really
count that.
It, but yeah,
because the players, some of them players that we signed didn't even play because of COVID.
Right. 2021, 9-8, and then 14-3, 11-6, 14-3. So I mean, and you went to the Super Bowl in 2 of the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
I'll take it too. I mean, like I said, like it's a weird, if they win this, I mean, it's kind of like a weird dynasty-esque. Almost, it kind of reminds me of the Giants in baseball.
Yeah. I mean,
they would win a World Series, every 3-4 years?
It seemed like every 2 or 3 years that they were either there
or they won it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's enough of Chiefs talk. That was more than I
get Pat Mahomes off the screen.
We'll go to the good one, and like I said, I had to choose the picture of Luva diving over. I also love the fact that, like, when you watch the whole clip, like, no one really moves. They just watch. Like, Gollard's sitting back here, like, just pointing.
Well, AJ was getting mad.
I know. I saw AJ sticking his arm.
He's like, dude. You see Lane just, like, push him out of the way. He's like, yo, calm down.
Yeah. And I even saw the ref, like, laughing in his face, like, all right, dude, like, you got to stop.
Somebody said it was like the refs were like a mom telling their kid to stop misbehaving. Because they're like, we highly advise them to stop, or we're gonna award them a touchdown.
Well, did you see that clip on Barstool with Gruden and the Washington Commanders fan calls
Are you
in,
talking
like,
about the hot call or
screaming.
something? Yeah, about the
I guess
tush
he's
push.
screaming about the tush push, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, for one, you're mad again. Like, if the NFL wanted to ban it,
They would have already done it.
The owners could have really fought it and
Voted
said they
on it.
wanted it banned.
They voted on it.
Right. So blame your own team.
Yeah.
The one who won't wish that his other basketball team, or excuse me, the basketball team won't wish them. And I'm like,
Ridiculous.
you're like, oh, it's really soft on Josh Harris. And I was like, well, he's a bitch. So,
But you got the Flyers. They got Cooper DeJean on a Zamboni or whatever last night.
that's right. That's right. Waste no time. I still can't believe Nick Foles was the honorary captain.
I can't believe he awarded the trophy.
I know that, and then went out on the street and was partying with people. At least he didn't get shot by the dude who just started firing rounds in the air. Did you see that one?
Nobody cared about it.
I know. Everyone turned around like
that was a
Yeah,
gun.
I think that was a gun. They're like, yeah, probably. Next. Did you guys hear about Tom Brady saying he don't hit me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the clip.
All right. Speaking of Tom Brady, by the way, can I just point this out? I actually enjoyed him on Sunday.
Dude,
when Saquon broke off the run and you heard him say, "Oh,"
Yeah.
I thought
I love somebody who's still excited about it.
like I thought he did a good job.
I don't mind Tom Brady. Neither does my wife's brother. My sister-in-law's boyfriend cannot stand him. And I said, or no, I'm sorry. I said I didn't mind Romo either.
I don't mind
was
him
just
either.
like, I don't mind him. I'm like, I love when Romo will literally like call the play before it happens.
Well, they told him to stop doing that.
Yeah, I know. But I don't think I enjoy Brady. I really don't mind him. I know people were like ripping into him because
Thought
they're
he
like,
was
he
fine.
got, well, not this game, like last game. They're like, he got someone's name wrong. And I'm like, well, when you play for like 20 years and you get hit in football, you
you're
can
gonna
get a
do
name
that.
wrong here and there.
Well, I mean, he did the one day. I remember the one game. I think he called the Eagles the Phillies, which was pretty funny.
Whatever. At least he didn't call us the Cowboys or like the Giants,
Yeah.
like the San Francisco Giants or something like that. Like,
Nah.
he
Yeah.
came out. He was like, yeah, the Golden State Warriors. I'd be like, yo, Tom, you need to get checked.
Yeah. Now you got to go to the doctors.
Yeah, we're playing the LA Rams. That's not the Golden State Warriors. Let's relax. But yeah, I had no problem with Brady. Brady was actually, I don't mind, Mom. I really don't mind him at all. Anyway, like we said earlier, Eagles absolutely dominated this game. Even the 23 points was just like not threatening at all. When it was 34-23, and then the Eagles just kept going. The big performances obviously were by Saquon again.
The two running backs.
They're two running backs. Yeah. It should just, I swear to God, could you imagine if Saquon throws a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl?
Well, hey.
I'm not saying the Philly special. I'm saying come up with their own play.
I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, Nick Sirianni did try that.
Did he? When?
Yeah, I mean, he tried his first year as Eagles head coach.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Failed miserably.
That was terrible. No, how about?
And I think it was against the Falcons.
It might have been. Speaking of, but how about Matt Collins? Did you see his one catch for the Bills?
Yeah,
dude.
He's a weird character.
He had the most touchdowns on the Bills. How?
Yeah, I know.
Well, it's because Diggs isn't there, but still.
You know, he goes to like every game like barefoot. Like he walks into the stadium. Like that's crazy to me.
I saw his.
It's cold up there.
Video about it. Yeah. No thanks, dude. I'd rather get put through a table.
Yeah, like what are you doing?
Anyway, so Saquon 3 rushing touchdowns, 118 yards rushing, but 60 of it was on the second play of the game for the Eagles, where Jordan Mailata just ran over 3 people, including AJ Brown, and he just couldn't be stopped. Dude, I might get tattooed like "Thank you, Giants," because it really is just how
it's kind of amazing that they just gave him up like that.
And that's the thing is just
they were like, yeah, we're just gonna let him go.
Yeah, and I think the funniest part, and I forget if you and I talked about this on an episode,
his
His kid. Did we talk about that?
Yeah, he's like, I think we should probably keep him and
Yeah,
draft
he was just
Jaden
like,
Daniels.
Yeah, and then he said, he was like Malik Neighbors, and then he said, go after Jane Daniels. He's like, he's not going to be there. He's like, I would trade up for him. I'm like, yo, your son is about to take your job.
Well, I don't know if you remember, Saquon was the one that gathered all the running backs together.
Yeah, in the
with
group
that
text.
meeting. Yeah. And guess what? All them running backs had over 1,000 yards.
Dude, I mean, him and Derrick Henry were the biggest ones that people said were done.
Yeah, and
For-
I mean, I know some people were sort of writing off Josh Jacobs as well because I mean he had that great year. I think it was it last year, and then
the year before.
Yeah, and then
might
he
have
went to
been,
the
yeah.
Green Bay because the Raiders wouldn't pay him.
Right. Which is funny because I feel like Josh Jacobs wasn't.
He's forgotten
wasn't
about.
really. Yeah, but like, he wasn't showing signs of like slowing down.
No, not at all.
That's why I was very surprised, but it was just like, why are you letting him go? I mean, Josh
Well,
Jacobs.
because there was that whole belief that like once they hit 26, 27 that they were washed.
They're done.
They were done.
It
That's
was
it.
2022. He had 1,653 rushing yards, like 12 touchdowns, and
That's like nothing compared to Saquon this year. Isn't that wild?
dude, seriously. And he's still like, Josh Jacobs had 400 yards receiving too.
Yeah.
And then this year he had 13, 29, and 15 touchdowns at
Crazy.
26.
Crazy.
So, I mean, it's everyone kept saying that like they think it's going to be the passing league. And again, like you said, they got everyone together and be like, no, I don't think so. I mean, it was dumb on the Titans and dumb on the Giants. There's no way else to put it.
Oh,
It was
100%.
incredibly stupid on them.
100%.
Barkley throwing the ball to Goddard, then Goddard throwing back to Barkley for a touchdown. I don't know, something Barkley hasn't done yet. So I'm saying, pull one of those stupid little because like a flea flicker type of play, back to Barkley though, and then no one even notices that Jalen Hurts is downfield.
He still has the ball.
Yeah, it's the ultimate. Who was it? It wasn't Josh Allen, was it? I forget who it was, but it was Stafford maybe or Goff. I think it was Goff actually. Now I think about it, but his fake was so good that he got hit.
Yeah,
and they didn't realize, and the guy's like cheering, not realizing that the running back is running down the field. He's thinking he sacked the quarterback.
I'll be honest with.
I said it Sunday night on the show. Barkley should get the MVP award on the 50-yard line at MetLife Stadium.
It'll be interesting to see if they like in the Super Bowl if there's any like trick plays.
I think.
I mean, you're not. I
pull
mean,
out everything they have.
I'm like obviously you're not gonna know if there's gonna be a trick play, but like I mean, like we didn't see the Philly special happening. Like we were like, what's going on? When Corey Clement goes like this,
yeah,
I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a bad play.
And then when Trey Burton has the ball, and I'm like, what's happening? And then no one sees Foles off to the right-hand side. I'm like, oh, what's happening?
And it was literally right after the Patriots tried it.
Well, that's what Brady said on the game too. And he's
I
like,
still
I'm
don't know
jealous.
how he
He's
drops
like,
it.
I love that though. That he said it. He was like, I'm jealous. You called it. I didn't. Sounds like Little Giants when the guys tackle. Oh yeah. No mercy, no ball. Classic. I think Andy will have a trick play for sure. And yeah, I
He
mean,
always
I can see
does.
them doing like, running back runs here, or Mahomes throws it to the running back. They go back, and then
Kind of like
Mahomes
the
throws
Aaron
the ball.
Rodgers and Devontae Adams thing, but it actually works. And Devontae
question.
Adams got smoked on that.
Dude, Jesus. I'm like, yeah, that wasn't a good idea.
I would have fought Aaron Rodgers after that.
Dude, I'm surprised Devontae didn't be like, what the hell are you trying to do to me?
Yeah.
Real quick question. Do you think Aaron Rodgers comes back?
Oh,
I mean, not with the Jets, but
no, because I don't know what team.
what if he said he'd come back as a backup?
No, no, there's no way.
I agree, but I just like you want to show me how much you love this game.
Play
part
be a
of it.
backup.
Be a backup. Don't be part of a team.
What did I was
Too much of
trying?
a head case.
It's funny that you just mentioned or asked that because I sort of caught the tail end of Aaron Glenn's press conference, the new head coach for the Jets, and he was talking about Aaron Rodgers, but I didn't hear what he said fully. I mean, he played what 2 years with 1 year. He
1
brought out
year
the
and
American
5
flag.
1 year and 5 minutes.
No, I think he goes off to the rainforest and does a lot of drugs. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the point of him even coming back? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean everything that they say is just like that. It's going to be talked about, and that's it. So I don't know.
He won a Super Bowl, so he doesn't really have a reason to play.
Yeah,
he's already going to the Hall of Fame.
I mean, God, it looks like Tom Brady could probably still play more than Aaron Rodgers could now.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, no, and it's like, yeah, I just think he should just retire. And then I don't know if you saw what he said on Pat McAfee's show.
No.
When they asked him if he was going to retire, he goes, if I retire or when I retire, he's like, nobody's ever going to hear from me ever again. Kind of like Andrew Luck. Which that's fine. Go ahead.
It's fine.
See you.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
I don't hear much about you now. Like, besides that, you're just kind of crazy.
Yeah. Like, no, I don't. I'm all
right. So these were the two big ones. Like I said, 3 touchdowns for Saquon, and then three rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown for Jalen Hurts.
Just want to point out, I did predict a big game from Jalen Hurts in the last episode.
Yes, you did. Oh my God, I watched a show. He has his head on straight.
No, I don't think his head's on at all.
The other one that I said too was, like I said, I was texting a bunch of people and I'm like, I really would love to see AJ just have a great game and go off. And he did. He had some amazing catches.
Looked real healthy.
He looked healthy. And even when, like, I think one of my favorite things to see is, which I feel like
you slam Lattimore.
Well, yeah, that. But I mean, like in touchdown celebrations for other players, like they look so
happy.
Like the whole team, they
look more happy when somebody else succeeds.
Right. It looks like they're so with each other, like they're so in tune and in sync and everything that they're there for each other and the team more than themselves.
Yeah. Like, I mean, you look at Saquon with Will Shipley.
Yeah, that's exactly, I mean, the best example. Because me and my father-in-law were just like, I thought Shipley got it. Why is Saquon on there? And then they showed the video of him running off the sideline. I was like, oh, dude, like you don't see that.
Can I be honest? When I saw Will Shipley break out for that big run, I thought that was Barkley at first. I was like, who is that?
And then when he slowed down too, just like kind of.
Well, he was holding the ball. He was looking at the
scoreboard.
Like,
yeah. I was like, yeah, you're not Barkley. Never mind.
I would love to know, like, after Brandon Graham caused all that drama,
dude.
Which I'm wondering if that was on purpose. Number one, and number two,
it seems like I want to.
Yeah, I mean, but I also want to know what was different from this year and last year with AJ Brown when all that happened, because last year AJ Brown literally it looked like he was about to get traded. It felt like it.
Well, that's already coming out now again, so
that'll never happen. It'll never happen.
That's just
but like when AJ talked this year prior to last year when he just stopped talking.
Yeah.
I wonder what was said behind closed doors.
It's the book, man. It's all in the pages.
And excellence. That book didn't come out last year, did it?
I'm saying that's what's different this year.
Yeah.
Excellence.
Also, good to see Dallas Goedert with 85 yards.
Dude, Dallas Goedert has been unreal through these playoffs.
Been running over
coming
people.
Back. He has been, I mean, manhandling people, running through them, making some great plays, great catches, extending drives. I mean, really,
stiff arm's been on point.
really playing for a contract considering he's probably not going to be here next year.
Well, it's okay. We're going to be drafting Tyler Warren from Penn State.
Yeah, I know. Well, shit, if I keep seeing the way Zach Ertz is playing, I'll be like, yo,
bring him back.
You want to come back on the cheap? So here, my mom actually makes a comment that actually is now a topic.
He is.
You think he's going to play?
He was. Yeah, I do.
Here's what worries me about it.
Sparingly.
I don't think he starts.
No. So he'll play sparingly.
But I think it's just like, man, like the defense has been so good. And I'm not saying it's because he's not there. I'm simply saying like they're in such a routine. Like, do you throw him in there? Like, and
I think he's throwing
back from an injury
sparingly. Like,
just dress him.
Yeah, kind of like what they did with Cam Jurgens.
Yeah, pretty much. Who ended up having to play and actually having a pretty good play when Dickerson went out.
Yeah, which, by the way, they both will be ready. I don't know if you saw that.
This is all hands on deck. Everyone's going to be ready.
Yeah. No, I would. I mean, yeah, I'd play him. Why not? I mean, I'd rather play him than Bryce Huff.
Well, I was going to say, I wonder whose place he takes, but it might be an easy decision at that point.
Yeah, I mean, unless Bryce Huff's our Derek Barnett in the Super Bowl.
He'll be on such a high if he goes in. I think he's somebody who really is like the team.
Yeah. I mean, regardless, if he doesn't play, if he plays or if he doesn't play, he's still going to be given.
He's there. He's on the sideline. I think he does play. It was more just like, man, what does this do for?
I'll tell you what. I think I mean we'll find out when. Will we find out next week? If he, he's going to play.
I don't.
Or is it this week?
I mean, so. As of 56 minutes ago on RotoWire, it's still just saying could return.
Yeah,
because he officially came off the injured list today.
So the practice window opens, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have to come off the IR and go on the 53-man roster. So the move, I don't know when final rosters are due for the Super Bowl.
I would imagine next Monday because since it's 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, I mean, to tear your tricep week 12 at his age. But like his body's like probably like the age of like a 50-year-old man. Yes, very much. So. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. I think he will play, but we'll see.
I do too.
What was the next one that we had? So that is your Super Bowl preview. Like I said, we're not going to do predictions yet because I think we're going to get more in depth with this. I think we're actually supposed to do a group show with the guys before the Super Bowl, so they can talk with the team that actually goes to the Super Bowl and wins. So they can experience what that's like. John, you too, if you want to participate, you're more than welcome to come and listen to what it's like to make the playoffs and win once in a while.
Yeah, they don't have a playoff win, do they?
I mean, I wouldn't even call it a real appearance.
The whole NFC
They were
East
there. That was it.
Wait, the whole NFC East has a playoff win besides them.
Yeah, in the last 20 years. Isn't that what it was? This century,
crazy.
I think they said?
Yeah.
Every
team has made it to the NFC Championship besides the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
Which, by the way, just hired a brand new coach.
No, they just moved one over. Are you talking about their defensive coach?
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. That was. Yeah, who was it? Yeah. I saw that they Matt Eberflus.
Yeah,
for their defensive coordinator, and then they pretty much just moved whatever the other guy's name is, Schottenheimer, to head coach, and everyone's just like, "What?
We're going to the Super Bowl
every year, man, every year." All right. So anyway, the last thing that Scott and I kind of wanted to touch on was a little bit of baseball. Was the latest rumor for the Phillies is somehow that the Phillies are looking at Max Scherzer. I would love to know where the hell this came from, because no. It's not happening. Would I love to have a guaranteed Hall of Famer? Absolutely. I would have loved to have him 7 years ago.
This got Jake Arrieta written all over it.
It really does. And to possibly be a closer for that's the only way I'd consider it, or even like a very like I don't know. Like here's obviously a great career, obviously a Hall of Famer, 3-time Cy Young winner, 216 and 112, career 3.16 ERA, 3,400 strikeouts in 2,878 innings pitched. He's going into his age 40 season, and last year he had 2 wins and 4 losses in 9 games, still got 40 strikeouts in 43 innings, and still kept a pretty decent ERA.
What was his velocity?
I think he was up there, but it was just the fact that like
He's
mainly
over
right
40?
here. Look at his injuries. In May of 23, he had neck issues. September of 23, his tricep. 328.
He got hurt 3 times in 2024.
Yeah. I mean, he had back issues at the end of 23 that caused him to be late in 2024. And he never pitched until like he started late. I think he didn't pitch until like the summer.
Yeah, like I said, this got Jake Arrieta written all over it.
Yeah, I mean, he literally came in, he had dead arm, he had numbness, and he ended up finding out that it was from his mechanics. So when he changed his mechanics,
He got hurt
stopped
again.
getting the he figured it out and he stopped getting the numbness, but then he pulled his hamstring.
Yeah, and he's old as hell.
And then he couldn't come back from that. The
This
hamstring
isn't
will
Verlander.
It's not. Skill level when you're at the the top, yeah, he's up there with Verlander.
Might be
But-
better.
Depending on who you want to ask about it, yes. But I mean, I just don't see everything you're seeing is they can take him as a closer or a relief pitcher, and I'm like, if you can convince him to come here cheap as a mentor for someone like Kerkering, for someone like Luzardo, for someone like Sanchez,
Well, my
for
whole
younger
thing is
guys.
if
Go ahead.
I don't think he would have invited the Phillies there if he wasn't open to being in the bullpen.
Was it an invite or was it open?
I mean, I'm not sure, but I'm assuming when you do something like this, it's an invite.
I think it's you're inviting all 30 teams, though.
What team? Look at the teams that watched him pitch. I think they were pretty much all contenders.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like for him,
You know what I mean?
what he would probably want to go to a contender, but
Yeah, but I'm saying like
contenders looking at him like, I got to sign you.
well, exactly, and I think maybe he is open to being in the bullpen.
Let me see. So, according to Yahoo 4 days ago, of course, the Mets and Yankees are among teams showing interest because they're just,
The Mets. It's so
the Mets
funny.
have, the Mets have like 74 starting pitchers right
the Mets just had him.
yeah. The Mets are still originally paying him.
Yeah, like
They're like, can we just split up your old contract?
no,
and come
we'll
back?
just sign you and we just pay you the contract that we owe you.
Exactly. So it's just like we'll just divvy it up. We'll Bobby Bonilla it even further. Oh man, yeah, it doesn't say who like was there and all, but I mean, it's still.
I just think if I mean, why would the Phillies agree? Let's just say it was invite. Why would the Phillies agree? You know what I mean? I mean, he's not starting. And maybe he's got that through his head where he's not going to be a starting pitcher anymore.
I mean, on a lot of teams, if
how hurt can he get in one inning?
I mean,
if he comes to Philly, probably just
pretty hurt. I mean, I don't know if we're talking DeGrom where he picks up a baseball and he needs Tommy John surgery.
His arm falls off.
Seriously. But I mean, it's I don't know, dude. It doesn't make sense for the Phillies to go after him. Like, even right now, like it's such a huge gamble. Granted, that's why I was like, oh, maybe Texas re-signs him. They took a giant gamble on DeGrom, who got a World Series ring, and he pitched like
Didn't even pitch.
6 innings. Yeah. Who just came back last year. Like,
It's
for
crazy
the
how
end of the
things
year.
work out like that. Like they go out and sign like the biggest pitching free agent or whatever, and end up winning a World Series without him.
Without him. And dude, it was the biggest gamble that they knew it. And he got hurt like immediately because he pitched, what was it, 2022 when they won?
Yeah.
So they won in 2022. He did not start.
No, 2023.
2023, because he started 6 games.
We were in the
30
World
innings.
Series in 2022.
Yeah. So 6 games, 30 innings, and he had 45 strikeouts in 30 innings.
And we called that too. We were like, he's going to get hurt.
Yeah, we were like, there's no way. He had 2.67 ERA. He did have 6 wins. Good for him.
And
Or 2
a
wins,
ring.
excuse me.
And he
2
wins
wins.
a ring.
And he wins a ring. And then last year he went 3-3.
Yeah.
10 innings pitched.
Crazy.
Yeah, or 3 games. I'm sorry, he pitched 3 games, but that was the end of the year. I just, you want to take that gamble, by all means, take that gamble. But I don't see what sense it makes for the Phillies to go after it again, unless it's you want a bullpen. Hey, man, here's how we can preserve your arm. You can pitch longer. The Phillies never pitch anybody back-to-back days anymore.
That's what I mean.
So you could sign him.
By the way, I'm not all for. I'm not positive about if they go for this. I don't think they should. I don't really like Scherzer, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I just don't like him. I think he's, I just don't like him.
I don't blame you. I mean, I'd love to meet him.
I
Get his
mean, I
autograph.
guess.
Get a Hall of Famer's autograph, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be cool.
That's about it. Yeah, that's all I'd want from him.
Yeah. Now get him off the screen.
You're right. Sorry. That's my bad. So, that's me. There we go. All right. Well, I think that was all we had for tonight for now until
Next Tuesday.
until next Tuesday or whenever we come on with the guys if we do a group one before the Super Bowl.
All right.
But we will thank you everyone for coming on. Ms. Pizzo, Mom.
Thank you guys.
Who else? Amy, John, Donna. And of course our lovely Tired Sports guys.
Yes.
We will see you all later and
Go Birds.
go Birds. There we go. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Later.